Is it?
Is
So
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's he's imagining a world.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Always set in New Hampshire, Massachusetts.
A lot of it's Maine.
Maine.
Yeah.
That's right. So he's imagining a world and imagining the emotion of different levels surrounding that world. Yeah, that's creative. Although there's a few really good books, including his own, that talks about writing.
Yeah, he's got a great book on writing.
And then
It's actually called On Writing.
On
Stephen King
writing.
On Writing. Yeah.
If there's anyone who can write a book on writing, it should be Stephen King.
Hmm.
I think Stephen Pressfield. I hope I'm not saying
The War of Art.
The War of Art. Beautiful
Yeah.
book. And I would say, if from my recollection, they don't necessarily talk about creativity very much. That it's really hard work of putting in the hours of every day of just grinding it out.
Well, Pressfield talks about the Muse. Pressfield speaks of it almost in like a strange, mystical sort of connection to the unknown.
Right.
Because he almost, I'm not even exactly sure if he believes in the Muse, but I think if I could put words in his mouth, I have met him. He's a great guy. He was on the podcast once. I think the way he treats it is that if you decide the Muse is real and you show up every day and you write as if the Muse is real, you get the benefits of the Muse being real.
That's right.
Whether or not there's actually a Muse that's giving you these wonderful ideas.
And what is the Muse? So I think of artificial intelligence the same way. There's a quote by Pamela McCordick from 1979 book that I really like. When she talks about the history of artificial intelligence. AI began with an ancient wish to forge the gods. And to me, gods, broadly speaking, or religions, it's kind of like the Muse. It represents the limits of possibility, the limits of our imagination. So it's this thing that we don't quite understand. That is the Muse. That is God. Us chimps are very narrow in our ability to perceive and understand the world. And there's clearly a much bigger, beautiful, mysterious world out there, and God or the Muse represents that world. And for many people, I think throughout history, and especially in the past sort of 100 years, artificial intelligence has become to represent that a little bit. To the thing which we don't understand and we crave, we're both terrified and we crave in creating this thing that is greater, that is able to understand the world better than us. And that, in that sense, artificial intelligence is the desire to create the Muse, this other, this imaginary thing. And I think one of the beautiful things, if you talk about everybody from Elon Musk to Sam Harris to all the people thinking about this, is that there is a mix of fear of that unknown, of creating that unknown, and an excitement for it. Because there's something in human nature that desires creating that. Because like I said, creating is how you understand.
Did you initially study biology?